90s nostalgia is all the rage, and no place is that more true than Ann Arbor. As the Michigan Wolverines have turned back the clock, Joel, they are dominating the series against Ohio State, just like they did 35 years ago.
You know, Mark, sometimes you get a feeling right away what kind of game it's going to be like. If you tried to get a vibe check coming off the bus with Michigan, you may have been wrong. No Will Johnson, no Colston Loveland, but Michigan playing shorthanded without two of their biggest stars still found a way to make it happen, and this game looked a lot like the previous three victories against Ohio State. It came down to toughness.
That smash mentality, and that's discipline and tough, and doing your job.
We don't talk about toughness. We don't talk about that. How we're built in the weight room, what we do on the field, physicality, how we practice. That's just who Michigan is.
The physicality spilled over into postgame when Wolverines attempted to plant a flag at midfield and Buckeyes charged in to stop them. Players and bystanders were pepper sprayed.
We got to do a better job handling that as a group. I'll address it in the locker room. We'll address it again. But that's both sides.
We talked about it all week, being disciplined and letting our play on the field do the talking. We're going to win in your house, and we're going to plant the flag. Like, you should have done something about it,
We had 60 minutes to fight on the field, and now people want to fight after the game. I didn't like it, but it is what it is.
Over 60 minutes, Mullings has never done more. A career-high 32 carries for 116 yards and a score. Michigan won the rushing battle, as every winner has done since 2001.
It's like the USC run all over again. You got people tackling him in the backfield, and he's hard to bring down. He runs angry, runs physical. So proud of him. Just all you can ask for.
The defense held a top 10 offense to 252 yards, forced 2 turnovers, and 2 missed field goals.
They won us this football game, no doubt. The way that they played against that offense, they did an incredible job. All credit goes to them and Coach Wink.
Violent, physical, all game. Like I said this last week, when we play together, nobody can beat us.
A 20-point underdog. Michigan pulled off one of the biggest upsets in the Rivalry's 120-game history. They said they didn't listen to any of that. And maybe that's true. But they care. They care about beating Ohio State more than anything.
Do you kind of chuckle at the notion of no chance?
Yeah.
Hard to really put into words how much it means to this group. And this game means everything to us. Things haven't gone exactly how we wanted them to, no doubt, over the course of the year. But, man, just so proud of this group.
It's in my office. I walk in and first thing I see is Ohio State. What are we doing to beat Ohio State today? So it's something you think about 365. And, we're excited we won the game.
Let's take a look at some key stats. Ohio State did a much better job moving the ball through the air as Howard went 19 for 33 for 175 yards. However, the Buckeyes were trying to get the run game going, especially after the first half, but struggled, gaining only 77 yards on 26 carries, while Michigan had nearly 100 yards more, 172, on 42 carries. The Wolverine defense showed up with 4 tackles for loss compared to the Buckeyes' 3. And Michigan in third down efficiency converted 50%, while OSU finished at 38% in their 4th straight loss to the Maize and Blue. We bring back in Joel and Mark.
Chiron Moore has a saying with this team. FIDO stands for F it and drive on, even when you endure tough moments. And certainly in a 7-5 season, there have been more than a few of those, especially with expectations as the defending national champion. But it has been 1,827 days since Michigan has lost to Ohio State, and they get to keep that counter going for another 364.
Well, in just 14 days or so, there's a lot of folks wondering if Chiron Moore was the right person leading this Michigan program. Well, you flip Bryce Underwood, you pull off the upset in Columbus, those questions have disappeared.
We talked about it a lot last week, and behind closed doors, Michigan did as well. They felt like they were peaking after that game against Northwestern. Last week was as good a week as Michigan has had since they won the national championship, and it's as well as they have played, I think, in that time as well, and you can see it just in the way they interact with each other.
Well, and I think one of the key points to this game was in the second quarter. After Will Howard went out, Ohio State picked up a couple of first downs. Michigan called a timeout. That stalled Ohio State's momentum. That was one of the drives that ended in a missed field goal. So all of these concerns about Chiron Moore's coaching, I think they're out the window completely now.
Something that multiple Michigan players brought up, and Chiron Moore did as well. When you play in this stadium specifically, you can tell how the game is going just by how the crowd sounds. And when asked, when did you realize you had them right where they want them? It wasn't about, we knew in the first quarter. We knew with a specific play or a specific score. It was when it got silent in Ohio Stadium. we knew the game was ours.
Larry Johnson, before the game, Ohio State's defensive line coach, said he wanted to shake the shoe. Well, the shoe was shooken, and it was shook after Ohio State was upset once again by the Michigan Wolverines.